Thank you. So right there, he's questioning, why me? I don't deserve this. Now, don't we do that sometimes on things? Sometimes it wouldn't be God talking. It would just be like somebody in your family. And like, man, why you got to pick me up? Why you got to pick me up? Aren't we called to serve? Are we called to serve?
Yes.
We are.
We are.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's go to chapter 10. Chapter 10, verses 2 and 3. All right, you're going to volunteer yourself. Thank you.
My soul is weary of my life. I will leave my complaints upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say unto God, do not condemn me. Show me wherefore thou contended with me.
Thank you. And so right here, this last part of verse 2 for me, it says, but tell me what you have against me, thinking, what have I done wrong? Why are you treating me unfairly? Because, you know, with Job, somewhere else he says that, you know, the unrighteous, the evil, they live lives that are long. Why do you let that happen, is what he's saying. So I just kind of repeat chapter 7 right there. Now, go to chapter 13. Chapter 13, starting at verse 20. Chapter 13, starting at verse 20. Brother Jerry, you got that for me?
Yeah.
Appreciate
I mean, 20 to what?
20 through 27.
Okay. Only grant me these two things, God, and then I will not hide from you. Withdraw your hand far from me, and stop frightening me with your terrors. Then summon me, and I will answer, or let me speak, and you reply to me. How many wrongs and sins have I committed? Show me my offense and my sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you torment a windblown leaf? Will you chase after dry chaff? For you write down bitter things against me, and make me reap the sins of my youth. You fasten my feet in shackles. You keep close watch on all my paths by putting marks on the soles of my feet.
Thank you. Now, right here, it actually it sounds like Job's really complaining to God, but if you really dig into it, it's kind of more like it's questioning inside himself. It's kind of, in a way, he's actually bearing his own self down. It's not really that he's upset or mad at God or anything like that. He's just really, now he's kind of just double checking on where he's at. And that's what's going on there. Now, thank you, Jerry. Chapter 27, verse 6. 27, verse 6. Brother Isaiah. Verse 6.
My righteousness I hold fast, and will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me as long as I live.
Thank you. So he said, I will not back down. My conscience will never bother me. My conscience will never bother me. So now, he's getting a little fired up now. He's getting riled up is what Job's doing right now. And this is going to bring me to probably one of my favorite verses here. And the person who's talking to him, I don't know really how to pronounce his name. How Elihu? You said it earlier. I don't know if it was right though. But so, anyways, I think his name's Elihu. We just go with that. and what he says through Job throughout this, it speaks so loudly of what he's saying. That's why I say you have to read it for yourself, because you can't have really, even the best instructor or teacher in the world, they might not be able to really break it down to you the best way possible. Only God can really reveal that to you if you actually search it. So, and that's chapter 36, verse 15. I'll read that. But God saves those who suffer through their suffering. He gets them to listen through their pain. Now, let's jump off of Job for a quick second. I'll read it one more time if y'all didn't catch it. But God saved those who suffer through their suffering. He gets them to listen through their pain. Now,
What verse was that?
15.
15. He said, roll back real quick. Rewind. Say it one more time. But God saves those who suffer through their suffering. He gets them to listen through their pain.
That's right.
like I said, we're going to jump off a joke for a hot minute. Now, bring it back to our lives, all of us in here. Why do we wait till it gets to the point that we have to suffer? It's because God, that's when he's going to get our attention. If you ain't acting right, you know what you're supposed to be doing, he's going to get your attention. He will. And sometimes it can be at the last second of our life. As long as you really commit yourself to him. As long as you still got breath in your body. But being better, try to be a better Christian, a better servant, a better person to whoever you come in contact with. We ought to do better. Because, you know, even through social media, through TV, or people we know, when they start suffering, they call it, God, God, help me, help me. And a lot of them, they don't even try to step a foot in church, or they don't ever even spend time in the Bible, or they don't spend any time trying to love, unconditional love. They still call on the God.
Yes, sir.
Who's the only one can bring them out?
That's right.
That's it.
The only one can
Yeah.
bring them out. They have enough sense that God gave them that
That's right.
when it comes down to it, when stuff hits the fan,
Yes, sir.
they're going to call on
The
God.
Redeemer.
And, you know, it just, especially this year, a lot's happening this year. Just so many things, ups and downs, a lot more ups and downs though, but just so many things. And, you know, I've learned this in a couple of manners. You know, as a lot of y'all know, I jacked my foot up pretty bad this past summer. I mean, it's probably the top 3 dumbest things I ever did in my life as far as decision making. And, you know, I'm hearing left or right, that looks terrible. From doctors, it looks bad. Like, ooh, as soon as I take it off, ooh, I'm like, hey, y'all supposed to be a doctor. Like, help me out. Like, y'all going to amputate my foot. That's what they can tell you. Deacon, Sister Cat, they can tell you. Like, that was their initial reaction to it.
Skin graft.
Yeah, skin graft and all that. We have to take a piece of skin from your leg, hip, whatever, and try to throw it down there. And, you know, they tell me, and I'm thinking, through the whole process, I'm not trying to boost myself up, but not once did I question God, why do you bring me through this? I didn't question God, how will this affect me? Because I'm hearing time to time, every day that, man, I'm sorry, you're a young man. I'm sorry that you have to go through this. And, you know, that could really wear a brother down. That really can. It really can. But I had my mindset right in place of what God's going to do. So the whole thing probably took about a month. Go to the doctor, got my boot on, does the x-ray. Doctor, he does the x-ray. He brings it up. He looks at it and says, man, I can't see where that bone was. What happened to it? I'm like, he had to really go in super deep, zoom in, just to see how it grew back in place and all that. He's, I know you're a young, fit man and all that, but the 4 weeks, and I can't remember exactly, either I said it to him or I was thinking it. I was probably thinking, I said, I hopped off that table and said, I got another doctor. I got another doctor. And what it did show that God's still in control. He's going to, because I'm thinking maybe if I did question him, or I wouldn't believe, like, man, I don't know, I can't do anything, I can't go to work, I can't do all this and this and that. It could have been a different outcome.
That's right.
I don't know, it could have. It really could have. And I got another example that happened also recently. Towards sometime in the summer, you know, I got this job. I'm like, man, this is a job I've been waiting on and all that. They gave me an offer and all that. Come back, say no. They told me no. They didn't give me a real good reason why they took it back. And it was through the phone. And if it was me, if I didn't have my head in the right place, I know I probably went up there and made them give me a good reason why they took it back. And so probably about the first 30 seconds to a minute, I was down and out about it. But then I got to thinking, man, don't even sweat it, man. You already got 2 other jobs, even though they're basically paying you minimum wage, man. Just get on, let's get to work.
That's right.
And I want to say, I believe it was that day or really shortly after that, I get a phone call from another job that I went for an interview for, and I was thinking I wasn't going to get it anyway, because I know they go off of certain categories and people that they want, and they gave me the job. And I'm thinking, see how God works. And I was thinking, I'm just blessed that God has shown me how to react in situations like that. And when even that situation might have not been a big thing for somebody, but for me, it did hurt me. But I didn't pout. I didn't cry to God, why this and all that. Again, that situation could have turned a different route if I had. I don't know. It may have. I'm just letting y'all know.
That's right.
He does have a blessing for y'all.
Yes,
He truly does. And so basically, all this that was going down, this was prep work for Job. It was prep work for God to come down to Job, is what this was. So he comes down and speaks to him. And so I want to go to now chapter 38, verses 2 through 11. I'll take this one. So chapter 38, verses 2 through 11. Now this is God right here, the Lord. He says, who is this that makes my purpose unclear by saying things that are not true? Be strong like a man. I will ask you questions, and you must answer me. Where were you when I made the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand.
That's right.
Who marked off how big it should be? Surely you know. Who stretched the ruler across it? What were the earth's foundation set on? Or who put its cornerstone in place?
Come on.
While the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted with joy. Who shut the doors to keep the sea in? When it broke through, it was born. When I made the clouds like a coat for the sea, it wrapped it in dark clouds. When I put limits on the sea, it put its doors and bars in place. When I said to the sea, you may come this far, but no farther. This is where your proud waves must stop. Right there, boom. Right there. See right there. Now, God lets them know who the real creator is.
That's
Who the
right.
real
That's
creator.
right.
I know you've been a good servant, Job, but don't forget,
That's
you ain't the one who created yourself. You ain't the one. You ain't the one out here thinking you did this and did that. You ain't done nothing. The little things that you did and the little knowledge that you got was only through God.
That's right.
Through Him.
That's right.
That He seen fit that you were the person to be in place to make this happen.
That's right.
That's why we give all glory to God.
Oh, yes, we do.
Now, not done yet. Now, chapter 40. Chapter 40, verses 2 through 8. Chapter 40, verses 2 through 8, and it reads, will the person who argues with the Almighty correct him? Let the person who accuses God answer him. Here goes Job. He answers the Lord, I am not worthy. I cannot answer you anything, so I will not put my hand over my mouth. I spoke one time, but I will not answer again. I even spoke 2 times, but I will say nothing more. Then the Lord spoke to Job from the storm. Be strong like a man. I will ask you questions, and you must answer me. Would you say that I'm unfair? Would you blame me to make yourself look right? What Job do? He got speechless, didn't he? Speechless real quick. All that talking he was doing, he shut it up quick. Now, because verse 8, he really laid it on when it said, would you say that I am unfair? And would you blame me to make yourself look right? I hate to say it, there's people like that out there. Where it be atheists or high officials, you know, they all about all the power and the greed and all that. And like I said, God, one way or another, He's gonna get our attention if we go down that path. He will. When we get off track, He's gonna get our attention. And I got another one for y'all. It's the last chapter of the book. Chapter 42. Chapter 42, verses 1 through 6. And it reads, then Job answered the Lord, I know that you can do all things, and that no plan of yours can be ruined. You ask, who is this that made my purpose unclear by saying things are not true? Surely I spoke of things I did not understand. I talked of things too wonderful for me to know. You said, listen now, and I will speak. I will ask you questions, and you must answer me. My ears had heard of you before, but now my eyes have seen you. So now I hate myself. I will change my heart and life, and will sit in dust and ashes. And Job denies himself in front of the Lord. He denies himself in front of the Lord, and he acknowledges God for who He truly is. And that's what we got to do. We have to deny ourselves. I know we all say, we're Christian, we serve God. You know, He's done this and that for me, but sometimes when it comes to certain situations, we put that off to the shelf. We truly don't deny ourselves. We don't sit there and deny the flesh of Marqel Watkins. We don't do that. We don't do that. That's, if you want that 100% connection with him, that's what you got to do. Basically what I'm trying to say here. That's what you got to do. That is what you got to do. But, so Joe, he came around. He came around to, 180. I was going to say 360, but that makes more sense with 180. But that's not it. That wasn't it. Something else happened after that, after Joe finally came around.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, stay in the last chapter in verses 10 through 13. And it reads, after Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord gave him success again. The Lord gave Job twice as much as he had owned before. Job's brothers and sisters came to his house along with everyone who had known him before, and they all ate with him there. They comforted him, and they made him feel better about the trouble the Lord had brought on him. And each one gave Job a piece of silver and a gold ring. The Lord blessed the last part of Job's life even more, again, even more than the first part. Job had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 teams of oxen, and 1,000 female donkeys. Job also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. He got twice as much as what he had before. Twice as much. Now, I guess there's a couple things in the story here that we can't harm our own selves eternally. We can't, and also when we go through it, because we all here basically probably about almost every one of us, we've been through a test of our own. How y'all get through it? Thanking God.
That's right.
Thanking God. So for non-believers, that's when they go through it, that's their time to search God. Search God and say, God, I deny myself in front of you. I want to live righteous. Excuse me, I want to live righteous for you. And for us Christians, that's time to start getting deeper in His Word. Getting deeper in His Word. And really hone into what God really has us positioned to do. So there's kind of two sides to it for the two parties out here on this earth. So I know I kind of paraphrased the book of Job, but that was intentional for y'all. Because even y'all have read it like me twice all the way through. That should get y'all ready to start reading more into this word and understand some more. Something that's been revealed in my heart, something Sister White said this past Wednesday Bible study. And correct me if I mess up how it went. So, you said how we go to churches and people say, they get up and say, as soon as they do their testimony, I want to give glory and honor to God who's the head of my life. Did I get that right, Sister White? Yeah, they say that. And it kind of, sometimes it does sound like it's protocol, but when you say it, if He truly is the head of your life,
That's right.
whew, that's the life. That's the life you want. That's the life you want. So if I come out here and say it, and I don't have like a routine of how I start my testimony. Sometimes I start to say, "What's up, committed?" or "Good morning again. Good to see y'all on you Sunday." Blah 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 and all that. So if I say it, y'all know He's right there. That's all. Everything's blocked out. God is focused. But I know I still got some more building I got to do. Because I'll say it right now, I know He is the head of my life. But I got to keep putting it into action. I do. I got to keep putting that into action. I got to. Like I said, it was going to be short because this message, God's been drilling in me this week. I wanted to go somewhere else really bad. But God's been drilling this in me that talk about how people, they harm their own selves. They don't really, they really don't open up to what's out here. That's why the enemy's running rapid. He's running rapid. And some of us are really not prepared to go to battle, go to war.
That's right.
They're really not. So I'll end with this statement, like I said. Out there is temporary, y'all. What y'all see, what we're going through on this life here,
Say it.
it's temporary.
That's right.
It's only
That's right.
a flash of a moment. It's
Right.
temporary.
Give me some everlasting.
That's right. This will be the last thing I said. It's not how the story ends, y'all. It's not.
That's right.
There's a risen Savior.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Amen.